everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. Today we're going to be doing my... Ooh. What happened? Things are happening. Everything's chaotic right now. Everything. This is my... Ha! Alright, this is my second part of my July wrap-up. This is part 2. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. This is the final wrap-up for July, because... these are all the books that I finished in July. These do not include the Booktubeathon books, which are another 7 that I will link that video down below, the Booktubeathon, which I read 7 books in. So these are all books outside of that family that I read. Alright, first is Eat, Sweat, Play, How Sport Can Change Our Lives by Anna Kessel. There we go. Kessel. I loved this. I found it very inspiring. I found it really interesting. I found it something very valid and just ingenious. I thought it was very different in terms of a take on women and sport. My only issue is I don't do sport. I hate sport. I feel like this helps me understand a little bit about why I hate sport, but I really don't like sports, so I'm going to try this again and see if I get more out of it that way. But I think for any girl, this is a really interesting book, and I think it's very, 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 very good for any girl who has struggled after losing their will to be in sport. I never had that will, but for those of you who did, grab it. Do it. I finally finished it, and I'm so sad. Sophia Khan is Not Obliged by Ashia Malik. I love, 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 love this book. Love it. Love, love you. Love, love, love. This is what chick lit should be. It should be a celebration of females. It should be funny. It should be cute. It should be fun. It should be easy. It should be something with a little bit more dimension to it than just, hey, ship met a guy, she fell in love, and then they live happily ever after. No, no, no. No, no, no. Chick lit should have valid, honest depictions of females, because we are literally looking at books for females. Thoughts? Yes. I loved it. Loved it. I plan to buy a second copy for my best friend so that she has it, because she and I both share a very big interest in different cultures, so that one actually gave a really good insight into the Muslim dating community, as well as what it's like to be a Muslim in a country that is not mostly Muslim, like that's mostly Christian or Catholic or anything to that matter. I'm obsessed with it. Shelter! So good! Oh my god! I felt like I had missed a huge boat as a human when I read this. I felt like I had just completely not understood anything that was happening in my life or around me, what people would go through in different situations in different cultures. These are things that I never considered. These are things that I never would have gone through as a white middle-class girl, and I know that. So, like, I mean, definitely there's an element of things that happen in this book could happen to anyone, anytime, but it was very clear that there was an element of class and race issues, and it was vastly, vastly more important than I thought. The publisher did send me a second copy of this by mistake, so in the future when I do a full review of this, I will be doing a giveaway of it. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm very, very, very excited. This was Bob Stevenson by Richard Wiley. This is due out in October. It's sent to me by Bellevue Literary Press. This is the story of a man with DID. Multiple personality disorder is what it was formerly called, but it is now called dissociative identity disorder. It is what I struggle with, which is the reason that when I read this, I can't rate it. I feel like it was so... It definitely gave an opinion and a point of view, from somebody who was interacting with a point with disassociation. Let me try that again. It gave a good perspective of a person who was interacting with a person with dissociative identity disorder. There we go. It did that. It did it well. It represented parts of disassociation that are not usually represented very validly. However, it was definitely fiction. That's really my biggest issue, is it was definitely fiction, and it felt in certain spots like this is not a disorder that needs to be turned into something special or like prettied up. Like, we don't need to make it more intense than it already is. This disorder is freaking awful. Like, seriously, you don't need to make it into some sort of like elusive other. It's not necessary. If you just tell the truth about this disorder, you've got a good book. So I think it's good if you're interested in my disorder, but you don't want to read nonfiction about it. I think that it's a good book for people to get a concept of what dissociation is and dissociative identity disorder is. I do think that it's very fiction, though. But I'm not going to rate it because I do think that it is a good book and well written. So it's a toss-up for me. I'm very meh. I have ordered The Crow Girl because I've heard that multiple personality disorder, or DID, is used as a plot mechanism, so I'm very curious to see how that goes. This is A Small Madness. This was sent to me by... I don't think Garrett's the right word that I'm looking for. No. There it is. Groundwood. This is sent to me by Groundwood Books. This is A Small Madness by Diana Tuchel. This is due out in May 2016, so this is already out. This is a story of a woman, a young girl, actually, a teen pregnancy, where she begins to go mad with the pregnancy and continues to kind of spiral out of control, and so does the boyfriend. It was really interesting and very sad, and it was a different perspective on what could happen during teen pregnancy to a woman who is under a lot of pressure and strain and may not have been 100% there to begin with, but that's not the point. The point is society really messed with them as a family and as a pair. So I will be doing a more in-depth review of that and the other book that came with that, which can't remember off the top of my head. Okay. And then this one is the last one I read. This is Summer Long by Peter S. Beagle. I wanted to love this. I really did. I wanted to have a fun YA. I wanted to have a good fantasy to bite my teeth into. I liked it. I did. But it wasn't what I wanted it to do. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. It was cute. It was very cute, and I did enjoy it. But didn't love it. That makes sense? Yeah. I liked it. I didn't love it. It didn't feel like what I wanted it to do, which is why I actually ended up buying The Green and Ancient Light, which I haven't read yet because Miss Stacy needs to get back to me on whether or not we're doing a buddy read. Yeah. So, yeah. So yeah, that is my second part of my July wrap-up. That is all the books I finished in July, aside from the 7 that I finished during my booktubeathon, which I'll again link down below. I will see you in my next video, and I'll talk to you soon.